Everybody, and welcome back to the Work and Talk podcast, the podcast for tradespeople by tradespeople. And I'm here, Will, your fellow builder here, and I can't wait to jump into today's topic with you guys. Because as we start the year off, as we keep thinking about ways we can keep improving, it all comes from just the opportunities that my everyday life has, and it's all thanks to the skilled trades. But specifically, I want to talk to you guys about becoming an electrician. For so many people, becoming an electrician is a badge of honor. You know, how many of you guys have driven by a job site? You tell your wife, you tell your kids, you tell your friends, you tell your family, you see that house there? I built that. I was a part of it. You have pride in everything you do. You take joy in it. And everything you're doing is to make it last. I haven't met a contractor who just said, I'm trying to half-ass this. Truly, each and every one of us takes pride in what we do, and that's why we love the skill trades. That's why we love to become electricians, because at the end of the day, we want to keep growing. So at the end of the day, today's podcast, I want to know from you guys, are you in the skill trades? Do you want to be in the skill trades? Are you guys electricians or in other trades like plumbing, HVAC? All in all, the skill trades is an amazing opportunity for you to learn, opportunity for us to continue to grow in. And today I want to go over some of the statistics, some of the recaps, some of the things the industry is allowing each and every one of you to participate in. And once again, welcome to the Work and Talk podcast. I want to hear from you guys. If you're thinking about coming into the trades, what about the trades attracted you? Do you like to work with your hands? Or is it the fact that you can't stay still in a cubicle? Or work from home? Or just do the same thing day in and day out? For a lot of us, people love the freedom. People love to work with their hands. People love to get dirty. People like, even especially when it comes to the trades, the service side of things, basically getting to fix something. And at the end of it, it's starting to work again. For example, if you tackle a service call and my lights don't work, you get instant gratification from figuring it out and seeing the light turn on. Or something that was nothing, an empty job site, all of a sudden the family's living in it, all of a sudden you get to see the before and after photos. And then on top of that, you see the different types of work people do. It's truly amazing. The stuff that you see online and Instagram, there's individuals out there who are working and it's a work of art. Sometimes you want to leave the walls open just so you can keep seeing the work that they do. But all of this is because people enjoy what they do. And you ever heard the phrase, if you do what you love, you're never going to work a day in your life. The same thing applies when it comes to becoming into the trades, or especially becoming as an electrician. So I want to jump in with you guys. When you come into the trades, when you come in as looking to be an electrician, what are the avenues? What are the different metrics? What are the different milestones that you're going to experience? Well, when you come in, you'll be lucky if you can find an apprenticeship. There's different apprenticeships throughout the year, throughout the U.S. that you can sign up for depending on what time of the year you sign up in. There's a fall, spring semester. There's companies that are looking all across the U.S. But sometimes you'll be lucky just to get your hands dirty as a laborer for an electrical contractor. But what do you get to see? Well, for the most part, if you're coming in green as can be, no schooling, you're looking at minimum wage depending on where you're starting from. If you have some schooling background, you know you're going to roughly be starting around 12, 13, 14, sometimes up to $16 an hour. $16 an hour depending on the state that you're in. But all in all, what is a typical life for an apprentice? Well, we see for apprentices, the typical day for you is going to be loading up the vans, doing a lot of the grunt work. Load up the vans, empty out the vans, sweep up, watch, learn, be seen, don't be heard. Hey, go get the parts. Hey, go get the materials. Maybe if you're lucky enough, you might drive the van while the journeyman takes a nap in the side. But all in all, you're basically becoming an extra set of hands for the person that you're going to be shadowing. And the end goal of this is so you understand what's going on in the job site, what's going on in the field. You're not relied on, or you're not going to be responsible for or performing live work. Hopefully that's the case, that you're not a part of one of those companies that throw you into a live bus. You're there to learn. And that's what everyone's expecting from an apprentice, because they understand that you, in 3, 4, 5 years, you're going to be completely running a job all on your own. But you have to go through the ranks. And just like anything else, in the beginning, you're going to be tasked with everything, a lot of the grunt work stuff. But what are some things? Once again, if you're starting off an apprenticeship, coming in clean, you're starting around minimum wage, maybe you can go up to 15 an hour. If you start with a union apprenticeship program, you're looking at maybe 16 to 18 to $20 an hour. So average, you're going to be making around 30 to 50K a year. And what's that? You're going to get on-the-job training. You're basically going to be learning different avenues of what the trades have to offer. And that's typically a 4 or 5 year program, because level 1 through level 4 or level 1 through level 5, you're roughly going to get 100 to 150 hours of schooling every year on top of your work that you're doing during the day. And that's the earn while you learn program. Depending on what state you're at, a lot of companies will sponsor you to go to the apprenticeship program after work. It's usually 2-3 days a week, 3-4 hours a day. And then guess what? During the day, you'll have your hands-on experience where you start applying everything that you're learning in class. But as you start working, as you start getting those hours, because you start tracking them, you recognize, hey, in 4 years, you could start becoming a journeyman, depending on the state you're in. Once again, we understand there's some states that have their own licensing requirement, but for the majority of us, when we're coming into the trades, we're looking to become a journeyman. Once you become a journeyman, now your bump pays up, and you're roughly around 25 to 35 an hour. So now you start making some big bucks, you're in charge of more responsibility. And then with that journeyman card, you start learning how things operate, you start understanding the flow of work. And then if you're ready to make the big bucks, you can go in and become a master electrician, a contractor, depending on what your state's requiring. You need another 2 years after that. And guess what? Now you have the keys to the kingdom. And what I say, at that point, you can do anything you want in the industry, because you can open up your own shop. You can become an inspector. You can become an educator, because you are now a craft professional. You are a master electrician. You are and hold the top certificate within the industry. So at that point, the world is your taking. You can literally go down any avenue you decide you want to go down, and you can be the best at it. But then what are master electricians? We understand once you come into business, the end number, the cap, is unlimited. If you're looking to be an electrical instructor, electrical inspector, then you're looking at roughly around 100K a year. You could probably make more money working in the field, but the opposite end of things is it's less wear and tear on your joints. That's why we have so many educators, we have so many inspectors who are just older in their years, because they don't want the stress, they don't want the back-breaking work that you guys have typically that you see in the field. But all of this typically is the avenue, it's typically the opportunities you guys will see when you join an apprenticeship program, when you join in the trades, when you find a company who truly sees the value in you. So I want to know, if you guys are coming into the trades, if you guys are coming in, are you starting off as an apprentice, journeyman, licensed electrician? Or are you having goals set for yourself? I want to hear them. Comment down below. Are you an apprentice, journeyman, master electrician? What made you want to come into the trades? What were your goals? Do you have any goals? What we don't want to see is so many individuals jump into the trades and just become a body. They're just working. They get injured. Now they can't work. Now they lose everything. Of course, if that's your cup of tea, awesome. Respect. More power to you. We want to see people reach their best goal. We want to see them reach their true potential. And that's by building builders, building leaders. And a lot of that starts with you. What do you see the trades? If you like what you do, be the best that you can do. And that means get licensed. That means become whatever capacity that you can serve others in. So keep doing that, work safe. But all in all, the things that you get to see in the field it's so amazing. You get to see different types of job sites. You get to meet different types of crews. You get to see, hey, whose job's more important? I thought the electrical was, until I met fire alarm guys. They have to run their pipe, and their pipes go anywhere. If my light's there, I got to move my light because the fire sprinkler has to get there. There's individuals out there who still have these feuds on the job site, like plumbers, electricians, who's better, who looks sloppier, who does cleaner work. All these different things, the hazing, that's all part of a typical construction culture. You're going to see a lot of that. Yeah, there's some that are tough, but you're going to have a lot of fun on a job site. You're going to see people pulling pranks on each other. You're going to see some things happen. You're going to see some crazy projects. And each one of you that get to be a part of that, it sticks with you. So just like in the beginning when I talked about that pride, you're going to be driving down 10, 20 years from now. And you're going to be like, you see that, babe? I was a part of that. Or you're going to tell your little kids that. And then the joy is pass off your boots, pass it on to your kids. We all have those moments, right? Where your son walks in your shoes. And guess what? If you have a nice pair of boots at home and your son's walking around in those boots, it gives you a little smile. Why? Because you see you see the potential. You see what he's going to be doing as he keeps growing. But all in all, this is what the trades have to offer. What are you looking for? Now, maybe not just electrical. Are you interested in HVAC, plumbing? Let me hear your thoughts down below. But welcome everybody back to the Work and Talk podcast. Hope you guys are doing well. See you guys on the next episode. Bye.